and you own that piece, that you are the owner. So to track all this, they use the blockchain network. So that means if I owned it and then I later sell it to somebody else, it's all tracked using the blockchain network. And what is the condition? All those things, they use the smart contracts. So I'm not a tech guy. So basically, these are the terms that you kind of will read about it when when you talk about NFT. So what are the common NFTs, right? There are many. In fact, there are many. If you click through, right, it can be a unique digital artwork. So if you go there, like this piece of work, you can own it. Every piece of it is unique. Although we can make a copy, but we are owner of the copy, not the original. So they just make it tokenize it, become NFT. So technically, that's how it works. This one, a unique sneakers. It is actually a digital sneakers, you know. Probably they can use it in a virtual world or something. You can read more about it, how it works. And then it can be an in-game item. So if you play any games online, an NFT can be an ownership of some of the items that is used in the game. So if you play games, then you know what kind of games they have the items. Okay. And then it can even be an essay. So like this guy, he wrote an essay, and then he made it into he tokenized it, making it an NFT. So people actually pay to own this essay. This is the URL to the essay. So if you copy this and then look at the essay alone, so it's just an essay, and people sponsored this and try to own it, right? Just own this essay. That's it. And what else? Digital collectible, like just a piece of artwork like this CryptoPunk, and it is it is transacted so many times. Oh, okay. And then it can be a domain name, and it can be a ticket as well. So you can, instead of giving a physical tickets, people can buy. Like this one is a electronic tickets, and then if you buy a ticket, then you can actually go to a virtual gallery or something to view something virtually. So basically, this is how they use NFT, and I think the function is endless. The possibilities is up to your imagination, whatever you want to tokenize, whether virtual or some people just they can also make NFT out of thing that is also physical, if you trust it, right? So these are some of the platforms that people trade NFT. So I think the most famous is OpenSea. OpenSea, I think they have a lot of transaction here. So you can check it out if you want to know more. So I just go through some, right? Just to understand how this thing works. And then usually when they have this platform, they will use certain technology, the blockchain technology, and the Ethereum blockchain technology is the most common. And when you want to trade the NFT on this platform, you have to use the currency. It's the ETH, Ethereum. And of course, when you trade using those, you need a wallet, you need e-wallet that can store your cryptocurrency. And of course, whenever you do this thing on that platform, you have to pay some fees. So they have all sorts of names for the transaction, like sometimes call it gas fee. Basically, every transaction you make something. So actually, the platform is actually making this money. So why are NFTs popular all of a sudden? So this is the question, right? First, I want to know. I want to ask, why sometimes why out of a sudden NFTs become so popular? And everybody is talking about it. So I think it is one of the effect. It is after the effect of the crypto bull run, because a lot of people make money from crypto, and initially from Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin and Ethereum. And then these people are like trying to look for the next new thing to see where they can make their next million, right? So I think NFT naturally become the next thing to them. because it's also based on the blockchain technology, right? So I think this is the after effect of the crypto bull run. And then also many artists and creators, they love NFTs, because now when they do any piece of arts which can be turned into digital, then then NFT is actually a very good function for them to make their artworks, right, to show their ownership of the artworks, and they can sell it. So it's like a new place for them, to a new market for them to market their arts. So naturally, artists and creators love them. So if I'm still a full-time artist, I'll probably have some NFTs created, right? Because it's monetization, you have new market, and then it also have, I think the technology is very good for full transparency, where you can authenticate the ownership. So when you do a music online and you sell that copy of that music, and then people can own that music. It's just owning the copy. It's not owning the copyright, just owning that copy of the music. Sounds very abstract. And celebrities are contributed to the buzz, like some celebrities, because many follow, they have many followers. So when they do something, people tends to follow too. So like, for example, Bored Ape Yachts Club, right? Basically, it's the pictures of monkey, different monkey, and then Jimmy Fallon, very famous comedies. Buy one, and Steph Curry also bought one, right? Paris Hilton also bought one. So if you want to be associated with them, some people will pay money to get in, right? So this is what happened when in 2009, when Bitcoin was created. It actually virtually, literally, it worth nothing. 2009, the Bitcoin actually worth nothing, worth penny. It's new stuff, nobody want it yet. But until now, 2022, wow, your one Bitcoin will become millions and millions of dollars, right? So some people just make money out of this during this time. When you own any of it, of the Bitcoin, and you didn't sell, then it's going to be worth a lot. So I used to own, not say I used to, I still own, at that time, I forgot, like 2013 or 2014, maybe, I owned some Bitcoin, just some, like 100 ringgit. So that 100 ringgit turned into like 20,000 ringgit of Bitcoin right now, because I didn't sell it. So just a lottery. So some people think that, if you can go through this crypto bull run, then probably we can do the same with NFT as well. So that's what happened to the NFT world. Okay, so I think what unique about NFT is that when it used to be when the artists create an art, let's say you do a painting, a drawing, and then if you want to make a living out of your drawing, you have to sell this drawing. So how do they sell it? They put it in gallery, right? And then some collectors will come and buy the painting. So let's say they like that painting, and then they buy it. So the collector bought the painting, and the collector had to pay. I pay the gallery and pay the artist. So the artist get the money, then the collector get the painting. So that's just a transaction, right? Transaction there. So if for the same artist, let's say he make an NFT, so he can make an NFT. So when we make an NFT, okay, this is without NFT. Let's say the collector bought this painting, and he later sell the painting. He sells the painting to the other collector. So this collector B will pay collector A the money, right? But the artist get nothing, because he no longer owns the painting, right? It has nothing to do with him already. Just carry his name, his painting. And then later collector B can sell to collector C. But artists also get nothing, because collector C have to pay collector B just to get the painting, right? He can put it in his wall, in his living room, whatever he wants to do. So this one go on and on and on. And if the artists eventually become very famous, then this painting become worth 100 times more, 1,000 times more. But it has nothing to do with this artist anymore, because it's the new owners that own the arts that can sell it, right? So when NFT comes, the artist can mint the NFT, right? Become you can sell the NFT, the ownership instead. No, when you sell that, the transaction they can put in a smart contract that whenever there is a transaction, the artist can get a cut. You see, when collector A sell to collector B, when collector B pay the new price, artists will also get a portion of that money. So this one go on and on and on and on. So every transaction, the artist will get paid. So if imagine that you are an artist, right? If I'm an artist, I will love this stuff, right? Because I'll get passive income whenever my arts got traded. So that's why some artists will like it, and it become famous. Like this is the Bored Ape Yacht Club, right? Some of these famous people had bought this this piece of NFT. This NFT all worth millions of ringgit, right? Like Andrew Wiggins, I know a few people, Snoop Dogg, Mark Cuban, right? Steph Curry. Ian, do you know who is this?
Which one?
This one. Bottom right.
No,
yeah.
don't know.
I also don't know. Anybody know? I think some of you will know. I don't know. I didn't search it up. And who is this? Do you know this?
No, I don't know as well.
I think some of you will know, right? Yeah.
Post Maloney. I did not know.
Post Malone. Okay. Justin Bieber. But it's not Justin Bieber, right? okay. So Justin Bieber is one of the buyer, I guess, right? So let's do a second poll, right? Do you think NFT is worth investing? Investing means you buy and try to make money from it, right? So is it worth investing? So let's do another poll. Let's do this and see what's your opinion on this. Okay. Wow. It's a mix, Some people say yes, some people say no. In fact, there are more people saying yes. Okay. Whoa. Okay, let's hear your thought, right? You can type in the chat box. Why do you think it is worth investing or not worth investing? So you should type like yes and tell us why. Just one or two sentences. Tell us why. Yes, or you say no and why. Or just type in the chat box and let's hear your thought before I share my thought about it, right? Let's give you some time to do that. So actually the answer is half, right? About 50% say yes, 50% says no. Okay, Ian, how is the response like?
So it says, let's see, so Siva says he would rather be the one selling it than buying it. HK Lau says no, seems airy-fairy. So Melvin says treat it like a punt. Diana Tan says yes, because human likes ownership. Wayne says no, don't understand the logic. L says don't touch anything familiar. YM says temporary trend. Diana says depends on demand. Mike says not for commoners. Primavati says don't dare to do so. So I think
that's a very interesting comment, right?
There's quite a lot of comments lah.
Like Ignatius said, not worried to buy. Jump on the monkey see, monkey do. monkey see, monkey do bandwagon. Okay.
Yeah, I mean to say there are a lot of different comments about this lah. All right. Yep. Yeah, it's a mixture between yes and no lah. So it depends on.
Of course, there's no right or wrong, right? But you go in, if you are buying NFT, you have your purpose. So So I'll tell you, some people do that, and these are the common, probably the common reason why people buy. So first we want to know who actually make money from NFTs, right? So we'll try to understand how they make money first, right? The first group of people who makes money actually are the creators, right? If you're artists, you're musicians, or you're entrepreneurs, you just want to create something and people and sell it and people buy it, then you make money. So if you are these three groups of people, then probably making NFT, then you probably make some money. So for example, like this one, this is Nicole Buffett. This is actually granddaughter of Warren Buffett. No, she's an artist. So she made some Zen-like design, like for example this one. So she sold it and sold it for quite a lot of money, right? I think making a, I don't know if there are millions, but definitely like here like $83,000 in volume on an NFT, right? So artists will like this because there's just a new market for you to sell it to, right? Some people just want to collect this kind of stuff. And the other one, musician. So like Malaysia, we have Name Huang Mingzi. So I think this is the best-selling one. Like no, not best-selling. You can see the transaction, Like for example, he sold it, Name sold it at 0.05 Ethereum, and then sold it to former Pikachu. So former Pikachu tried to sell it, list it at a very high price to see whether got people buy it or not. So of course, Name have made the money, right? Whenever there's another more transaction, then Name is going to get paid again. So this is how artists actually make money from it. And how about entrepreneurs? Like this one. Now, so this is a story we wrote about in the email, right? It says Sultan Gustav or Ghazali. So he just makes selfie and then he sells a selfie NFT online, and there are people buying it. So he actually make like more than a million just selling his own selfie. So I would say he's an entrepreneur. I do something and then there are people who are buying it. So actually make money from here. So he's an entrepreneur. So these people will make the money, right, from NFTs, no doubt about it. And then the second one, the platforms also make money, right? Like OpenSeas, or whenever there are transactions. So these are also entrepreneurs who make the platforms available. So they are in the business. So for example, just like the gold rush, we always talk about that example, right? The last time in San Francisco, a lot of people flock into San Francisco to mine the gold, but actually a lot of people didn't get any gold after the hard works. But the people who make money is the entrepreneurs who sell the shovels, who sell the jeans, right? So they are the one who make the money. So in this case, also the platforms, the entrepreneurs who make the platforms, they are the one who make the money as well. So, and some other participants are some other businesses that try to catch the wave. Since people like NFT all of a sudden, so they also launch NFTs. Like Adidas did that, and their limited edition virtual goods got sold as well as an NFT. So collectors collect their stuff. And even Chatime also launched some. I don't think they sell well, but Chatime did that. Chatime in Taiwan, right? So how about the other? So the other people are the normal people who go in to speculate. So the so-called investor, I don't call it investor, I put a bracket there. I will say that they are speculators, right? They try to buy some NFTs and then try to sell it to somebody else who are willing to pay higher price so that they can make the difference. So when it's that, I call them speculators. So they basically speculate on the market. So of course, if you are able to sell it, like the one who bought NMV music and tried to sell it at a higher price. So if there are somebody who are buying that, then he's going to make that money. So I call it speculators. So these are the 4 groups of people who actually make monies from NFTs. And if you are going to buy an NFT, so what are the reasons? Why would you buy an NFT? So I'm also asking myself, right? So if I'm going to buy an NFT, what is my purpose? Why do I do that? Right? So the first thing, I think a valid reason to buy an NFT is you genuinely want to support the artist. That means you are his fan. You really want to pay him for his work. Like for example, you are NMV's supporters, and when he launched an NFT, you want to support him, you can pay money and buy his NFT. That's it. So it's just a way for you to support the artist, just like you go to their concert. So this is a valid reason if you buy an NFT. And the other reason, some people want to make money out of it. So they buy low and they hope to sell high. Then you're actually going to speculate in that market. Right? There's no wrong on that. It's just like people buying lottery. So it's not wrong to buy a lottery. So just like people speculate in the stock market as well, they buy shares and hope to sell it at a higher price. You can speculate. That's not illegal. That's not wrong. So there are a lot of people actually doing that. So buy low and hope to sell high. So or the other third reason, I think is also quite valid, is when you buy the utilities. So for example, some of the NFTs, they kind of give you the utilities if you are the owner of the NFTs. Like for example, like Bored Ape Yacht Club. When you're the owner, sometimes they do party. So if they do party, and you know that Paris Hilton will be there, maybe Steph Curry will be there, maybe Mark Cuban will be there. So you want to buy it, and then you want to meet those people. Or you want to join a network, or some of the NFT, they give you access to something. So those are the utilities. And probably you want to buy an NFT, just like a ticket to get into something. So that can be the reason you buy an NFT as well. So after looking through these 3, I haven't bought any NFT, right? So why don't I participate in NFT? Because I don't see NFT as an investment. Personally, I don't see it as an investment, because when you buy something and then you hope to sell it higher, you have to make money from the demand, right? If the things you buy, there are more people wanting it, and then they are willing to pay a higher price for it, then you make money. So this is actually from speculation. So I don't see that as an investment. So I don't buy NFT as investment. No. If you want to buy, then I look at it as a speculation. And I'm also not a collector of arts. I used to be a collector of books. I collect a lot of books. But every time I move, I think it's a burden to move the books. So I stopped being a hoarder and collector anymore. So I live minimalism right now. So I just buy the things I want to use. So if the things I don't use, I don't buy. So I'm not a collector of arts. But some people are collector of arts. And I think if you collect arts, it has usage. Like if you collect arts or you collect antiques, some people like to do that, which also make financial sense. Like for example, they buy the things that to decorate their house. It looks good. And then when they want to change the collection, they buy new collection and they can sell the old collection. So if the piece of art is still worth, sometimes it worth more. If it worth more than the price you pay, because there are demands of that artist. Then they also make money from that. So if you are collectors of arts, you can do that. But I'm also not a collector of arts, so I don't buy any NFT. So, but when understanding a little bit about NFTs, I was thinking, okay, how can I use NFT, right, to do something? So, but I'm no longer a full-time artist, so I don't intend to launch any NFT regarding my music. Then how about like maybe mint my paid membership into NFTs? Right? Okay. that might be an idea that can work. That means, instead of collecting membership fees directly from you, I can sell NFTs to you. Then when you buy my NFTs, you have access to my training. So that can be an idea as well. So, but I'm thinking like, okay, but this thing is perpetuate, right? So you buy it, you expect to have that membership, and when you don't want to use my membership, you can sell the NFT to somebody else, and somebody else is going to use my membership. Don't want to access my stuff. Then what if one day I don't do that anymore? I don't maintain the site, or I'm out of business, I'm too old, or I just close down business. Then virtually the NFT will be worth nothing in the future. So it's just still a thought to me, so I haven't done anything on that. So I think the existing way still works. Do I want to contribute to the craze or the things that's happening on NFTs right now? So I thought to myself, why should I do that, right? Probably if I do that, I will have access to a bigger market for other people who like NFT, and then they haven't heard of me. Then maybe I can get exposed to a new market. But for my existing audience and readers, I don't think I want you to get you all involved in NFTs. So that's why I didn't do this. So that's my reasoning behind. So that's why there are people talking about NFTs is just a bunch of crypto bros flipping JPEGs on the internet. So this is the joke that's been going around. So and I kind of agree with this too. So this is just my thought. And yeah, that's all I want to share about NFTs. So these are my thoughts I told you already. And if this is the first time you're hearing my webinar, so I have this my Money Tips ebook series that you can download for free. We do weekly webinars like this every week. And Ian write a lot of articles for my blog, and I also write some stuff we publish on my website. And we also have online personal finance courses on investment in stocks available for you if you want to learn in a more structured way. And this is my latest book called Money Smart, and we have the Chinese version coming up very soon, just in a few months' time. So you're going to have the translated Chinese version as well. And if you haven't downloaded this ebook, you can go to this website, kclau.com/lp, and you can read it 15 minutes. I have a no time wasted guarantee. If you find it useless, you can reply to my email and ask for 5 ringgit trouble fee. Sorry for wasting your time to read it if it's not useful for you. Then I'll pay you 5 ringgit even. So this is a free ebook challenge, and let's do some Q&A.
All right, sure. Once again, would like to thank Casey for such an elaborated presentation on the NFT, on the subject of NFT. So guys, if you have any questions right now is the best time to actually put your questions in the Q&A box, as we are going to go into the Q&A session right now. So let's start with the first few questions, all right? So it is actually asked by Siva. So Siva is actually asking, how do we do valuation on NFT? Is there any underlying asset, or is it just purely speculation with willing buyer and willing seller? I think we have answered this question, but Casey, any add-ons to this?
Yeah, I think Siva is very good. I mean, the question is good because you talk about valuation. So sometimes we do valuation, right? How do you do a valuation? The simple way to do a valuation is we want to know the asset, how much money can it churn out, right? So for example, you buy properties, and you know this property can fetch how much rent. So you can put a number to it, right? Let's say a property 100,000, and it can churn out 10,000 rental. So you know the rental yield is 10%. So if it is 10%, then if you're buying the property at 100,000, you know you're going to get 10% income every year. And then the 10% probably will grow also due to inflation. So this all can put in the number, then you can do a valuation, like how much to pay, or how much is not overpaying. So when you talk about NFT, then that's the thing that is hard to do, right? Because it's just a piece of art. So when it is a piece of art, how much is it worth? It depends on the next buyer. It depends on the next buyer already. That means uh, how likely the next buyer is going to pay higher for the piece of art that you own right now. So that's why it's very hard to do valuation. In fact, I don't think it's easy to do any valuation on NFTs at all. It's just like any piece of art. So it depends on demand and supply. So as long as there are people who are willing to pay higher for that, you will probably make money. But that's not a guarantee. So there are a bunch of NFT out there. So I would say 99% of it will be worthless, will worth nothing, right? Eventually, nobody's going to remember that piece of art. So you're probably, just trying to buy a lottery ticket that will never strike the top price. So that's my view on that. And is there a second part of that question? No, speculation, right? So yes, I think it's a speculation. NFT definitely is a speculation in my view.
Okay, so guys, put your questions in the Q&A box, and then I'll be actually addressing the ones at the Q&A box first, the chat box one later. So if you want your questions to be answered much faster, then put it in the Q&A box. Thanks. All right, let's move on to the next few questions. So Siva is actually asking about LHDN. Does LHDN tax NFTs? And Diana Tan is actually asking, are there any sort of regulation by Bank Negara on NFT at the moment?
Okay, let's talk about tax, right? LHDN lembaga hasil dalam negeri. So basically they tax on income. So Malaysia is still a good place where only the income got taxed, but the capital gain is not taxed. And dividend, although it's an income, but it's still also not taxed. So when you think of it, NFT, if you buy NFT and then you sell the NFT, so the money you make in the difference, it is a capital gain. So capital gain is not taxable. Malaysia, they still don't tax us on any capital gain. So no, I don't think you have to pay any tax on the money you make selling NFT. But if you are the creator on an NFT, let's say you are an artist, so you create a bunch of NFT and then you sell the NFT. So the NFT become your merchandise, right? Then it become merchandise, it become your business. So it is an income of your business. Then, of course, you need to do the proper tax on that. But if you are speculating on NFT prices, and no, I don't think you need to pay any tax. But you should keep the record, because what happened in the tax world is that if when IRB, the LHDN, suspect that you make some money that you didn't disclose, then you have to have a proof that you make this money, and basically this money is not taxable. So you have to keep the proof of your transaction. But the good thing is about the crypto world and then the NFT is that it's all recorded, right? You will always have that transaction recorded. And Diana asked about regulation, right? So basically there's no regulation yet. There's nothing that I have known of that is regulating the NFT. So NFT basically no, it's crypto. Even cryptocurrency also not regulated, right?
All right. So so next question by Mike Ang. So he said, is payment for NFT by seller to buyer via Bitcoin only? Actually, it's ETH, but
it's more on ETH, because it's the more popular one is Ethereum, because they use their blockchain. So naturally they will use Ethereum. So maybe there are some that can use Bitcoin, but basically you have to use the currency of that platform, and the most common is Ethereum, but it could be other currency, but depends on the platform.
Okay. So next question by Wan Chang Ming. So he asked, if I have 10 Ether or Ethereum, how can I exchange it for USD and spend it for hot dogs or burgers?
So like Ethereum or Ether, it is a currency, right? It's just a currency, but it's called crypto because it's virtual. So you can think of it just like points also, like let's say your credit card points is also a currency. For example, your air miles is also just like another currency worth something, like your bonus link point or your Mesra, Petronas Mesra points. Those are just currency. And how do you use that currency is you have to exchange to a currency that is accepted by other people. So for example, if you want to buy a hot dog from somebody and he accept Ethereum, you don't have to exchange, right? You just can pay him in Ethereum. But usually like just like us, when you are in Malaysia, we use ringgit because most people, all people accept ringgit, right? Everyone in Malaysia will accept ringgit. But if you go to Singapore, then no, Singapore is too near. Let's say you go to US, you go to United States, nobody accept ringgit. They don't want ringgit at all. So you cannot use your ringgit there, just like you cannot use your Ethereum there. Then you go and exchange. You go and exchange, you find a money changer, you go to the bank and change that. So in the crypto world is that if you want to change your Ethereum to US dollar, you use the marketplace, you use the platform. So like Malaysia, we have Luno, and we have a few other licensed brokers that can do that. So, but if you want to change it to USD, you can also use other countries' brokers. Then you can change to US dollar, and then find a way to withdraw it, and then turn it into a physical dollar. Then you can spend as you wish. So think of it just like a currency that you need to exchange.
So Ryan Tan is asking, outside of NFTs, what are your thoughts on the long-term prospects for crypto, let's say in 5 years' time?
So for this question, right, I frankly tell you, I don't know the future, but I can just tell you my opinion. So my opinion is that I think cryptocurrency might have done more damage to the world than good up to date, right? Why do I say so? The first damage they've done is it allows the speculation to happen. So it's like a new thing. So people speculate, and then eventually there are a lot of people losing money on other currency, right? Other cryptocurrency, like for example, like Terra coin that have gone from hundreds of dollars to pennies. So there are people who actually put their retirement money in there, and then they lost everything. So this is the first damage they've done. And the second damage is the because of the anonymity, right? Because you can trade cryptocurrency anonymously. So cryptocurrency is a very good currency to use for money laundering, illegal activity. So when you kidnap somebody, you don't want people to know where the money is sent to, you use cryptocurrency, you ask money in cryptocurrency. So that's why Charlie Munger called it poison rat. So to me, I don't participate in the craze on cryptocurrency. So whether it will go up in the next 5 years, probably it will. I don't know. But to be fair, I just don't want to get involved in the craze. So because everybody, you have your own choice, you have your own freedom, you can do whatever you want with your money. Just that I'm not in that craze. So I prefer to invest prudently, buy good assets that can churn up income all the time. So that's how we invest. Mainly just properties and stocks. That's what we do.
Actually, I mean to say, no, I watched a documentary lah. So it talks about Bitcoin and all this kind of stuff, right? Actually, the reason, so basically it's all demand and supply. So the demand for Bitcoin has, or any other coins have actually gone up. But is it partly because of underworld activities? I mean to say it is because of there's growing demand for all these kind of transactions being done in bitcoins by the underworld. So that's why, because of that, it actually drives up the prices of cryptos.
Price.
Is that uh, is that theory hold water? Does it hold water, or apart from that, what other demand than speculation? What's your thought on that?
No, yeah, I kind of agree as well. It's just demand, no? It has usage. Definitely, cryptocurrency has usage, and basically a lot of the usage is actually for the illegal activities, for the illegal transaction, right? For the drug lord to transact money, right? You know, and if there are also some financial institutions that put a valuation on crypto, and they have some holding of cryptos in their things. I think it is just like what happened to gold, but at least gold is physical. At least we can still see it, and if you can make that gold into a piece of jewelry, you can still have some tangible things. But crypto, to me, I don't know, it probably will be something of a valid currency that people use in the future. It might be, but as of now, it's not happening yet.
I see.
Yeah.
Actually, I think, guys, I mean, maybe we can actually look at it from the other angle. So, although crypto, I'm not too sure whether it or not it causes more damage. It causes more damages than it contributed to the society But how about if you look at it from another angle, where we look at blockchain technology, where it can actually like improve processes, systems and processes. So maybe another angle to look at it is, instead of looking at cryptos as an investment, why not buy into businesses that uses blockchain technology to improve their systems and procedures.
Yeah. Like NFT is one of it. Yeah, I mean NFT is useful for artists, definitely. Right? Isn't it? For creators. So it's one of the usage of the blockchain, definitely.
Yeah. And of course, I mean to say blockchain technology, I'm not too sure about Malaysia, but China uses it a lot. I mean to say, it seems that China is quite big in blockchain technology, and is actually going to use it as an accounting system to actually sort out their supply chain issues. All right, from the raw materials to be sent to the factories as inventory, and then it all goes down to the end consumer. So I think that one is actually really, really, really helpful. Then maybe we should think in terms of that, rather than trying to just buy into something out of speculation. So that's my take.
Yep, I agree.
All right. So okay, Brenda is actually has a comment, but it's in Chinese So I'm just gonna translate I'm gonna just speak. I'm gonna just say it in Mandarin, and then I will just translate it. So Brenda is actually saying 太虚无，但 meta 时代就是这样. So 太虚无 means it's too virtual, it's too abstract. But then we are living in a world of meta, so it's like it's bound to happen. So that's her comment. So what do you think? What's your response to Brenda's comment?
Brenda is very wise to say this. In fact, this is actually what happened to us as well. So imagine a few hundred years ago, everybody is a farmer. So you have to farm something. If not, you don't have food, right? So at that time, you would tell people, in the future, everybody is going to work and sit at home and work only. They're looking at a screen, then they work. So you tell that to a few hundred years ago, those people will say you're crazy, right? Say, how can this happen? But But it's actually happening now in our world, right? We sit at home and we can work, or we sit in the office, you look at the screen, then it's called work, right? And when we look at the future, oh, probably people, no, they might be living in the virtual world. So this is something that we cannot fully understand yet, right? Until it really happens and become a reality.
Right. So another question. This one is from Suk Ching. So Suk Ching is actually asking, where can we learn how to be an NFT creator? Are there any institution teaching NFT creators to be NFT sellers or potentially NFT millionaires?
I think probably there will be courses people put up teaching you how to mint NFT. I think, but minting NFT I think it's very easy. You just go to the platform, they will have tutorial. So let's say you go to OpenSea, how to mint an NFT. Okay, let's see. So if you want to create, right? I don't know. Okay. I don't know the exact link. So let's say you just Google search. I Google search before, like how to create NFT. There are many tutorial already how to create NFT. Basically, you just have to have your art form, right? And then choose your platform and then pay the fees. You have to pay something. So it's not actually high the things. So so this is like a tutorial. So you can Google search and do that. It's not hard at all. So you can start with something that's not too hard to make up. Just choose a piece of your art or image or whatever. Right? You can just snap a picture and do this process. So go through once. I think you will not have trouble to do the second times. But I think the thing that how do you want to make money? Actually, people buying your art. I think it comes down to still, do you already have an existing followers or supporters who want to buy your stuff? Like for example, like Name Me, he already has huge crowd following. So when you do an arts and then you announce it on his YouTube channel and his Facebook page, and there will be some supporters, his fans is going to go there and buy this thing. So if you have that, then I think you do an NFT and you will easily sell it if you already have existing loyal customers.
See, so let's see. Okay, so another one. City, he says, is NFT fit to be called as equity investment? I don't think so, lah. But
no. No, like equity, when we say equity investment, right, is why is it called equity? Usually equity investment is referring to the stock market. So why do we call it equity? Is because when you buy a stock, you are owning a piece of that business. So that business is actually tangible because the business has value, it has a net worth. Just like a person, it has a net worth. It's worth something. So you own a piece of that equity. So that's what we call equity investment. But NFT, when you buy an NFT, you own the asset, which is the NFT, and the NFT doesn't turn out any income, right? It's not a business. It's just a piece of thing. It's just a stuff. Just like you buy a car, just like you buy a book, just like you buy a pen. It's just a thing. So I don't think that's why I don't qualify it as investment at all. So I say just speculation. You can buy a pen and try to sell it, talk your way, show your salesmanship to get the next person to buy it, paying a higher price that you pay, then you make the money, right? So I think it's NFT is just a piece of thing that you can buy and sell. But no, I don't think it's an investment at all.
right, so let's see what other questions that I can actually find. Okay, so Wayne Tay says, okay, he actually put in his comment. He says, it all depends on individuals' risk profile. If one can't afford to lose their invested money, then crypto and NFT are not your cup of tea. I'm not too sure whether you can qualify. Okay, I mean to say, rightly said so, but do you actually classify crypto and NFT as investment? I know NFT, you just not say no, but crypto leh?
Crypto, I also say it as no, because I don't see a currency as investment as well. So do you buy USD as an investment? Do you buy US dollar and then I'm hoping that it will go up the next 10 years and then you sell it? So do you see US dollar as investment? So I don't. I just see it as a things that you can own and probably people will buy it in the future. So at a higher price, the only way to make money is to sell it at higher price. So so you don't know whether it's going to be higher in the future, and it's hard to put a valuation on that. But when you really do investment, we do thorough analysis, we understand that asset. So when we buy, we already know how much can it churn out income, right? So let's say you buy a property, you know how much rental you're going to get. You know it's going to churn out income. So when you buy a piece of business in the stock market, you know that that business is going to make money because it has earning, it's doing business, it's creating value to the world. So if it's still being good at doing what it does, then you are going to make money, right? So we do investment that way. We buy something knowing that the asset is worth this much and it can churn out money. So in order to know it is worth this much, it must churn out value and churn out money in order to know that, right? So in this case, no, crypto or NFT, I don't qualify it as investment. So if you are going to buy, if I'm going to buy NFT or buy crypto and hope people can buy it at a higher price in the future, that is speculation. So I treat it like buying a lottery ticket, right? Probably that lottery ticket is going to worth something. No, if you strike the lottery, strike the first prize, second prize, whatever, and I will treat it that way. That means if I lose it, that's fine.
Okay, so basically there's another comment, which I think you have actually answered this one. So I'm just going to give a summarized version. So here's what we stand here at kclaw.com. So City Majid says, I thought as long as the method growing, multiplying your money fit is already fit to be called investment. So the thing is that like Casey, right, he brought up this example, lottery ticket. You can also say what, you buy a lottery ticket and then you strike the lottery, your money grew, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, so if you say as long as it works, that is called investment. But that's not how we will actually classify it, lah. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's why we will group lottery tickets, NFTs, cryptos as one segment, because it's all speculation. It's all
Yes.
about trying to you're buying something, trying to hopefully that it will grow in prices or something like that. So that's one way of thinking. But like Casey also mentioned about rental income from properties or dividends from stocks, these are businesses, all right? So even if you set up a business to actually provide good value, good services to benefit the community, and from it you generate a profit, okay? So there are two key points over here on how we actually classify it as an investment. Number one is the income productivity. So the productivity of that investment is actually one way to actually look at it. And the other one is the contribution to society. All right. So we don't necessarily buy into any stock just because it's profitable. Sometimes we may also want to consider, how does it contribute to the society? How does it benefit the places, or in fact the world as we live in today? All right. So that is actually so in another way, we believe that investment is we even think that investment can be a good way to actually contribute back using capital to contribute back or build our society so that it's value adding. So we don't actually necessarily, so we actually think beyond that, beyond just self-interest. What's my return? What's my risk? Yes, these are important, but investment, I think, is beyond that.
That's also another way to, very good, Ian, for summarizing this. And also there's another way to look at investments as well. So not only we look at the income things, right? Like property, you have to be able to rent out to get money, or the business have to churn out a profit every year to make money. So the other way to look at investment, also you can look at it this way. Let's say you buy a property, and then let's say the property is, now you can buy it at 100,000. But you know that when you buy it, after maybe the property is very run down, nobody want to buy it. So you bought it, and then you put in another 20,000, you renovate it, and you know that after you do that, you are going to be able to sell at 200,000. Easily find a buyer. So I think that qualify as a investment as well. So that means you put 100,000 by buying the property, you put in another 20,000, and then you can sell it at 200,000. Like, it's kind of like for sure. You know there will be people lining up to buy it at 200,000. So if you can do that, I think that's called investment as well. But in crypto, I don't think you will be able to do that. But NFT might be, I don't know. Depends on your conviction on the arts, right? On the piece of arts or the artist. So for me, I don't do that, but I don't have that knowledge. If you're an art collector, maybe you are able to make that money. Then that qualify as an investment for you.
I see. Okay, so I think today is a very good discussion on NFT, what investment is, what is speculation, and all this kind of stuff. So I believe that we are going to do another round of this kind of webinar on NFT. So guys, for those of you who are looking, who want to continue on this discussion, but in Mandarin, we have another webinar session for you, which is coming up tomorrow, 11 a.m., right?
Yeah, yes. And next week, we also going to talk about preparation for a newborn baby. So if you have you married, and we will have Ernest Tan to come and share with us about that.
Yeah.
Next week.
Casey, when it comes to that, I'm also a bit like I'm a bit like a colonial skeptic. It's like, are we actually helping people to get more babies, or are we gonna lay out the cost of having a baby and deter people from having babies?
No, I think I think it's common knowledge that a baby costs a lot of money, right? It's common knowledge now. It's like everybody knows that children cost a lot of money, because your baby is not going to make money for you for the next 20 years. It's going to suck money out of your pocket all the time. Whether it's just more or less, right? It's eventually is inevitable, it's unavoidable, it's just going to happen. But you do get other things in return for having baby. So I guess this is just another phase of life. So the session is probably just to help you go through it with proper planning.
Proper planning, Okay,
yes.
I'll be very excited to know what exactly is the cost of having one baby. And of course, so there will be 2 webinar sessions coming up. The first one, the same session as of today, but in Huayi, Mandarin. So that's tomorrow. And how to sign up? Actually, it's the same email. If you can actually attend this one, just go back to the same email that you have signed up, and then click the Huayi one, right?
Yes, or we can just paste the link here as well, right? Let them know.
Okay, so
I'll just copy that already. So I'll paste it here. So if you are interested to listen to all this thing in Chinese again, then you can come on tomorrow.
And the second webinar will be on babies. Okay, so that one will be budgeting for babies. All right, so that one will be next week. Casey, any last words of wisdom when it comes to NFTs, cryptos, anything related of that sort? This is a good time.
Yeah, you know, there will be always new stuff coming out nowadays, right? There'll always be, and then and speculation is human nature, so it's like people really like to do that, right? It has always been like this. That's why you see after so many generations, people still buy lottery ticket. They are still gamblers all the time. So if uh, proper financial education is that when you're financially literate, you want to do things that's for sure, right? So if you invest properly, you are going to accumulate your wealth. It is an inevitable. I mean, you will get there. Just plan it properly, do it with hard work, accumulate your money, invest prudently. You will be able to accumulate that money. So it just take time. And it's just that the issue is people want it fast. When people want it fast, they start speculation. So, but speculating, a lot of people is not going uh, to be there. Just some of the lucky fews, just like people who buy the lottery, just a few. Although every day got lottery millionaire, but just only a handful of them, right? So you can buy the hope, but don't base on that, right? Do something that's for sure. So invest prudently.
Yep. So Jenny Gunn, baby webinar email will be out soon. Yeah, correct. In a few days' time lah. So stay tuned for that. Rightly said for Casey, and I think we are going to have round 2 tomorrow. So guys, thank you so much for attending this webinar session. Hope you guys have actually gotten something out of this. And for those of you who 讲华语，明天见. And for those of you who are looking for our next English webinar, see you next week. Right?
Awesome.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.